Hey guys, it's me Zoe here at Chestnut Hills Farmstead. When we visited Petals from the Past this past weekend and we had a conversation with Jason, he said something that has been stewing in my mind for several days now. So I'm going to take that little tidbit of information and I'm about to run with it. I have something that I want to show you guys. We're going to work through, and at the end, we're going to make a tasty concoction. Jason said something that we did not think was possible. If you remember, we bought another pear tree because we have one pear tree and it is producing fruit, but the fruit we thought was no good. So all this time, we've just been letting the fruit go to waste because we didn't have another one to pollinate with it. But what Jason told us was,
so the one that we have, it fruits.
Yes.
Wait, it's just drooping. But they're all small, hard. They're not.
I actually have canned with them.
That's the best thing to do
Okay.
with those guys.
That's what I've made several of my marmalades and all with them.
Oh yeah.
That I just
What was
cooked
that
with
pear thing you
pear
did the other day?
honey.
Oh my gosh.
I made some.
She had pear honey.
It looked like
That's
homemade
so good.
Pop-Tarts with it in it.
Yes.
Because you couldn't just eat them, but you could cook
Oh,
them
they
down.
were so good.
Like you said,
Right.
you cook with it. And
Yes.
You're in
She
good
put
shape.
it in this pastry thing, and it was awesome. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
He said, pick all those pears, cook them down, make something with them because they're still good for that. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Me and the boys are going to pick these pears, and over the next 2 days, you and I are going to be in the kitchen, and we are going to make something real tasty. So let's get these pears picked, and then we'll head home and start the day one process. Hey, Miss Brooke, you coming to see what's up? You coming to see what we're doing here? Hey, pretty girl. She's checking on us, make sure everything's okay. You ready to pick some pears?
Yeah, I want to pick the pears.
All right, come on, Bubba.
That's one of our jobs. We always pick pears and eat them.
Yeah, well, we've been telling y'all not to pick them because they're not, like, super sweet because we don't have anything pollinating them,
But
right?
they're fun for us.
Yeah, y'all enjoy them. So let's pick them. What do we got to put them in? We got a big 5-gallon bucket. So let's get them picked. And we have the truck over here to kind of reach some of the higher up ones.
I'll get the higher up.
You're going to get the higher up ones. Well, we'll see about that, okay? Let's get set up and pick some pears.
Okay.
The thing is loaded.
With 500 pears, like 5,000 or something.
You think there's 500? How many? What's your thoughts? How many are we going to fit in a 5-gallon bucket? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are 50.
Bubba, what's yours?
About 50 or 60.
About 50 or 60. Tell them, leave the comment what they think's going to be. How many they think we'll put in the bucket.
How many do you think there will be? Leave a comment. Let's see if you're right or wrong, and we're right, or we're wrong and y'all are right.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the first to know. No slowing down, no looking back, no staying for a while. I'm pedaled down and right on track. I'm ready for this ride. I'm running wild. Ride the lightning, run on empty in the ring of fire. Rolling like the Mississippi, oh mama tried. And I got that down to my bones. Don't know where I'm gonna go, oh sweet child. I'm running wild. I'm running wild. Yeah, I'm running wild. Oh, I'm running wild. I'm running wild.
Look, there's still a whole bunch left up there.
Ma, there's a tiny one, but it's good.
There's still several left. We'll leave those, though, because we don't have enough room in our bucket.
We still have 10. I can get about, like,
All right. Your bucket full?
yes, my bucket's full.
Okay.
It's full! My bucket's full!
All right. You ready to take them home? How many you
Probably
think's in there now?
Probably like 50,
90,
You think 90? Rhett, how many do you
90
think?
100.
I think there's probably like 120.
120. Okay. Miss Brooks enjoying herself a pear. Yeah, she's enjoying it.
She's like, yeah, yeah.
All right, we got a whole bucket's worth. Let's take them home.
I think
Let's
there's-
get them washed and let's get started on our yummy concoction that we're going to make. So we got a whole 5-gallon bucket of pears picked. And I'm not going to use all of them today. But this is going to be a 2-day process. The reason being is when I've done my pears, I like to allow them to sit in the sugar overnight because the sugar helps draw out the juices of the pear, which creates this really, really good honey-like substance, and that just adds to it. So when it cooks down tomorrow, it'll have this drizzly honey. It gets real thick, and it's just all from the pear juice and the sugars. So what we're going to need is you're going to need, for each batch, you're going to need 8 cups of sliced pears. You're going to need 4 cups of sugar. So what we're going to do, for every 8 cups, you need 4 cups of sugar. I'm going to do 3 cups of granulated white, and I'm going to do 1 cup of brown sugar to give us that fall, the molassesy, the deep sugar flavors, because we're going to play off of the fall season. We're going to need just a little bit of lemon juice, and instead of using cinnamon in this, I'm using apple pie spice. So we're playing off all of the notes of fall, spices, warmth, because it's coming. This time's coming soon. And then I went and bought some more jars. All I had left was big quart jars, and we're not making this by the quart. So I went and got us a new batch of jars. So tonight, the only thing that we're going to do tonight is I'm going to sit here while my dinner cooks, and I'm going to peel pears and get them sliced up. I've got to wash all these that I'm going to use today, get them sliced, and put them in a bowl of sugar. So I'm going to go slice, and then I'll come back and show you when I'm ready to mix it in with sugar. Okay, so we've got several cut up, and as you see, there's some other pieces in here. Because we are doing such small pears, we didn't, these aren't full-size pears. I'm getting a lot of the outsides on them, and Jason did tell me that they were fine to leave the skin on as long as it was thin, and this is a thin skin. So instead of all of our pears for this batch being mostly outsides because it's so small, I did pull out some of my frozen pears from last fall that we're going to add in with it just so it's a little meatier. So I'm going to finish cutting up. I got a few left to do, and that's all I'm doing is I'm just cutting them, and I'm cutting them into strips because they're going to cook down. Alright, so I've got a mixture of cut up pears, and this is probably a little more than 8 cups. Everything's not exact, but I'm just going to give this a good little dose of lemon juice. That's going to help it keep from turning, and it adds the acid that we need. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to just coat these really well. That's a 1/2 cup. There's 1 cup. Another 1/2. 2. 1/2. And 3. And then I'm going to I've got some brown sugar. This is about another cup's worth. So we're going to go ahead and just use this. And now we're just going to slowly start mixing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with full. We're going to put it in the refrigerator and we're going to mix this.
You gonna cover it with what?
Full.
Foil?
Full.
Foil.
Foil.
These people are not gonna know what foil is.
Foil. Anyway, we're going to mix this and get it covered. And I will mix this a few different times just to keep it turned. And it will slowly begin to form its own juices. And then tomorrow we'll cook it all down together in the juice that it has formed. Got my full. We're going to cover it up. And into the fridge it goes. So this, look at all of that juice. That is all produced just from the pears and the sugar. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all that put into our pot here, and we are going to cook it down, and all that juice is going to get real thick and syrup-like, while all of our fruit is going to get really soft. Okay, we have gotten to a rapid boil. So what I'm doing is I'm going to turn it down a little bit so we're not boiling so much, but we will do a steady flow. And we're going to get all this softened. Okay, it's been about an hour. As you can see, the liquid is definitely gone down. The fruit is more toward the top and it's getting extremely soft. So I'll probably go about 20 more minutes. One thing I did forget to add or to mention is right before I mixed in all of this into the bowl, into the pot, I put in about 3 tablespoons of apple pie spices before I started boiling it. I did not show you guys, so I needed to make sure I told you. We are an hour and a half in. As you can see, we have gotten extremely thick. We're very soft. So it is time. The water is getting ready to start boiling. So it's time to get our jars prepped and get ready to do some canning. All of these jars, I did buy a pack of 12, but I don't think I'm going to need them all. So I've got these and they're clean. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the pot, boiling water. That way I can get the glass temperature to rise. And that way when I put the jam, the pear preserves in it, it won't be a shock to the temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in before that water's actually boiling, so that the temperature of the jar or the glass can rise with it. And so when we put the hot liquid in, it doesn't change drastically and cause it to crack. So our jars have been in this really hot water, almost boiling water. And so I'm pulling them out with my handy tool, and we're going to go ahead and get them ready to fill. But when you pull them out, you do not want to touch the insides of them because they are sterile at this point. So we're not going to mess with the insides. We'll flip them over but never touch the seal. So there we are. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our first glass. Be careful, they will be hot. We're going to get it flipped over. We have a funnel. Okay. Add a little more juice. So I have a little bit in here for Nick to try, but it looks like we got 6 half pints. And what we will do before we decide to seal them off is we're taking a wet paper towel and we're just wiping down the edge to make sure there's no debris. And then we're going to go ahead and just seal them off. And then we will put these in the water bath. Woo, hot. All right, let's get them in the water bath. Okay, so we are gonna let these get to a rapid boil for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we will take them out, put them on a towel, and let them sit overnight to make sure that they all seal. Okay, so pear jam made with pears we did not think had any purpose or use.
I thought you was making pear honey.
Well, it's pear honey, it is.
Oh.
But what I have them in the jars already, but this is for you to try. But I did want to show them that all that juice has cooked down to this, which is the honey part of it.
Why are you calling it jam?
Well,
It's pear honey.
I don't know words. All right, you have to try it.
That's pretty good stuff.
And after it sits a little bit, it's going to get real thick.
Are you going to put it in a pastry again?
Yeah, I did not do that for this video. Two thumbs ups?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they should go pick pears and make some?
Especially if you've got pears that are not growing big enough for you to eat anyway.
They're good for stewing down.
They're good for cooking. Jason at Pedals told you to go ahead and use them.
That's right. So we wouldn't have thought to use them otherwise. They would have just went to the birds. And here we are.
He said, no, use them.
We barely made a dent in our 5-gallon bucket and made 6 jars.
Yeah, it's not even right below the lip.
No. So we're going to be busy for several days doing this. All right, we've got 6 jars. They're sealing off. That one's already popped. That one will shortly. That one's popped. But as they dry or cool down, they will create a vacuum seal, which will suck in that top on them, which is what gives you the canned shelf stable life of the jars. But look at all that beautiful thick syrup in there. And as it sits and cools, it'll get real thick, almost congealed. And it's going to be so yummy. Well, guys, who knew? Our unpollinated, not pollinated tree would still create edible fruit. Now we have a tree to pollinate it with. So next year we'll have good, big, healthy fruit. But this year we were still able to utilize the all of the fruit that was on there, and here we are making pear honey with it. I'm happy. Family's happy. We're going to have lots of pastries and pear honey on toast and all the yummy stuff. It would be good on ice cream. I like to take pastry dough and make like Pop-Tarts out of it. Anyway, I got a lot of them to do. I still got a whole 5-gallon bucket left, but that'll happen. I'll probably have some of these for sale at the Petals event that's coming up. Got to get ready for that as well. But here we are. Something else in the book. We love you guys. We'll see y'all next time at Chestnut. Well, I'm back again. So let's just call this the bonus feature. So you guys saw me can up our pear honey. Well, I decided what I wanted to do is make a Danish for you guys to see what it would be like with the pear honey. I know you can't taste it, but this would be something easy that you could do as well, that you could serve. It's a good vessel for this pear honey. So I ran to the store this morning and I got some puff pastry. I know that you can easily make this. I just don't have time. So I'm trying to get something for you because I really want you guys to try it. And if you're not a baker, this is a really easy route to go. Puff pastry. I got 2. I have a large family. 1 would be plenty. So we are going to do it 2 different ways. I'm going to do one where I'm going to mix cream cheese, some sugar, 1 egg yolk, and vanilla. And we're going to mix that up to make like a cheese Danish. And we'll put a little bit of the pear honey on top. And then I'm also going to cut these into squares and just stuff a little bit of the pear honey in it and seal it down and brush it with some butter to make kind of like a Pop-Tart pastry that my family really likes. So I'm going to go ahead and mix 1 block of cream cheese, 8 tablespoons of sugar, a splash of vanilla, and 2 egg yolks in to get this cream cheese filling ready. I've got us a cheese mixture. Got my handy dandy trusty baking sheet. I'm going to put down some parchment paper. And first thing I'm going to do is roll out one of my doughs. So, got my dough rolled out. Got my baking sheet prepped and ready. I've got our jam. I'm going to open it up and show you guys our jam. See how thick that got after it sat out? So good. And then we've got our cheese mixture. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make these smaller. I'm going to score this. I'm going to try to get 9, maybe a little more. I think we can get more than that out of this. Let's try to get 12. So I've cut that 3 times. And I'm going to do it's not exact, it'd be just fine. So with this one, we're going to add some of our cheese mixture to the middle. And this will firm up because it has eggs in it, the egg yolks in it. There we go. Just lay that to the side. Now let's put a little bit of our pears on top of each one. Not a lot, just enough to get a little flavor to it. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take the butter. We're just gonna put a little butter around the edges just to kind of make sure that they get the help that it needs as well, so it'll be a buttery brown crust. Okay, we're gonna put them in the oven. I'm gonna say about 12 minutes, but I'll let you know for sure here shortly exactly how long I did this. Okay, so while those are baking, we're gonna go ahead and get this one prepped and ready so that it can go on in as soon as the others come out. This one is gonna be more of your pastry like a Pop-Tart, which is gonna be sealed around the edges. So we're just gonna unroll our dough here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut it and move it to my parchment paper. I'm gonna go ahead and do those before I do the rest. So with these, we're gonna do the same idea, but only on half of it. So I'm gonna take some of the cheese and put it on half. And you can do this without the cheese. The cheese was just something that I thought would be good to try, and it's delicious. And yes, I'm using up 2 jars of figs today, but that's okay because I've got more in the fridge, and you guys saw that we collected a large amount. So, we've got that done. We're just going to fold it over. We're going to press it down with a fork. Just the tongs. That's done. All right, and that one's done. Ooh-wee. Looky there. That's gonna be good, good, good. And here's the other ones we did. My little family is gonna enjoy these tonight, but real quick, let's try it. Oh, that's good. All right, guys. Glad I took a few minutes to come back and do this for you guys because this is delicious. I hope you guys try the pear recipe. Let me know if you try these. You can do these yourself. Doesn't even have to be the pears. You can use any kind of jam or marmalade that you want to use. And they're pretty easy to do too. I love you guys. I'll see y'all next time at Chestnut Hills Farmstead. Bye guys.